My mom and stepdad said I'm making a big deal out of sharing a room on vacation, and I should still consider it a vacation for me. Am I the a-hole? Posted by CallMeCondor. I'm 16 male in a blended family. My mom and dad had me. Dad died and mom remarried when I was 8. My stepdad's ex-wife walked out on him and my stepbrothers, 12 male and 10 male, because she couldn't handle their oldest having special needs. At home, I share a room with my Jaden, 12. He has developmental delays that cause him to remain more like a younger child than a 12-year-old. He's not independent, he can be clingy like a younger kid, and he needs someone with him when he sleeps because he gets so scared and he wakes up. He's also a really big talker and keeps me up some nights. My stepbrothers don't get along, so he was put in with me to keep the peace. I don't really like sharing a room with him. I told my mom and my stepdad this before. They told me they understand, but we only have 2 bedrooms for the 3 of us, and it's more harmonious and better for him if he's not with someone who gets so annoyed they treat him badly like Camden does. For the most part, I try to make the most of it. I got a divider put in our room a couple of years ago, and it helps me feel like I have some space. But it gets tiring when he wakes me up in the middle of the night or he wants to cuddle with me. I don't let him into my bed. My stepdad helps enforce that because he knows I would sleep on the couch if my bed was taken over, and then my stepbrother would scream the whole house awake. We don't go on vacations ever because Jaden has a lot of therapies that cost so much money, and we have stuff at home to help soothe him, and those are expensive, and they cost a lot to keep running, according to my mom. We did go on vacation this summer, and I was supposed to get my own room this time, but when we got there, that didn't happen. To make it worse, I didn't even have a bed because there was only one queen-size bed in the room. I did have my sleeping bag with me, so I slept in that. But I had to sleep on stuff on my sleeping bag so Jaden would know I was in there. I hated the whole vacation, and my mom told me it wasn't meant to be that way, but it was better than Jaden and Camden fighting for 10 whole days. By day 2, I was over it, and it wasn't a vacation to or for me, or however I should be saying that. It was their vacation, but I didn't relax or a break from the typical stuff. I still had to think of Jaden and only Jaden. I told both sets of my grandparents and my aunts and uncles when they asked about it. I told cousins. I didn't pretend I had fun or loved it. My mom's parents asked her why I had to make more sacrifices, and they told her she really needs to figure out better stuff for me. Both sets of grandparents offered to let me spend more time with them, as in overnights or move in. My mom and stepdad said that wasn't needed and asked why I'd leave my family. My dad's parents said I shouldn't be forced to play caretaker at night, and clearly they can't afford to give me the privacy and space a 16-year-old needs. Once enough of my extended family told my mom and stepdad this stuff, they both accused me of making a big deal out of it. They said it was a vacation even if it wasn't the one I wanted, and I should consider it one because I got away from our house for 10 days and got new experiences. Except I didn't, because we're limited in stuff we can all do as a family because of Jaden. My mom and stepdad are still mad about how I see the vacation, but it was ruined for me with everything that happened. I'm not exaggerating or lying about it. I didn't have fun like I expected because I didn't even get to be comfortable at night. Am I the a-hole? Wayward Jinx comments. NTA. You should not be sharing a room as a caretaker of your stepbrother on a regular basis to begin with. You are not his parents. OP response. My grandparents all told my mom and stepdad the same thing, but they say it's not like that even though it actually is. The only reason it needs to be me is because he needs to be comforted by someone's presence and sometimes soothed at night. That's not supposed to be my job, but it is, and I can sort of live with it. But on vacation, I wanted a break from that, and I didn't get one. Loud Reference 180 comments. It's understandable that they're concerned about him, but why haven't they offered to have him sleep with them? Have you asked them that? They are his parents, not you. OP response. I did ask, but they never gave a clear answer. Loud Reference 180 comments. Because they know they're being unfair towards you, lol. Make plans to try to be independent from them as much as you can by the time you're 18. Is there a way for your grandparents to get custody of you? A 16-year-old is not equipped to handle a child who requires as much attention and care as your stepbrother needs. Maybe they can try that angle. Zesty Closed Height 36 comments. NTA. You can ask your dad's parents if they would support you moving in with them.
You shouldn't have to be your stepbrother's emotional support animal. Tell your mom you want to move out to anywhere else. Her desire for a man in her life should not result in you having to provide service support to stepbrother. They need to start making other arrangements for him. OP response. My mom is not going to agree to me moving out. She doesn't think it's right for a kid to leave their parents while still minors. I'm technically a minor and she's my parent. She argued that with my grandparents, even though I told them I would love to live with them and get some space from all of this. It would feel more like a vacation than the one I actually went on. Checkmate with a pawn comments. NTA, look kiddo, your parents are failing you. They've assigned you as a carer to your brother, and while I do appreciate he needs the help, it's not your responsibility. You're the kid, they are the parents. They have to figure it out without sacrificing one kid's well-being for the other. It seems like your grandparents are switched on and ready to step up. You're old enough at this point to make decisions for your own life. Could you engage with them and see if they can actually house you for the next 2 years? There will be a fallout for your parents, but they need to figure it out. Not your problem. Don't let anyone guilt trip you. Go live your life and be happy. OP response. My grandparents are willing. My mom isn't. She wants me to stay, and she holds final say over anyone as my living parent. She'll take my stepdad's wants into account too, but he never adopted me, and he's not my legal guardian either. I don't even think that's about my stepbrother. I think it's mostly about mom not wanting to let me, her kid, go.